Hi, Jolie ma'am. Can you hear me? Ma'am, you're on mute.
Yeah. All right.
Yes, ma'am. All yours, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. So, can I start, Ashish, or we wait? So, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jolly. Some of you may have attended my sessions earlier. I think Pranita, I remember, and Arwa, and okay. So others, yeah, others are, yes, new to me and I'm new to them. So my name is Jolly, and I'm here to take your verbal aptitude session. Today is our first session, and we'll start with grammar, but not pure grammar. There'll be other things as well. So straight away, so here I'll just like to read all the names once. So Ashu, Divan, Tom, Tilas, Arwa, Benjamin, Prosy, Muskan, Pranita, Mulyata, Sarbadesh, Sachin, Radheshyam, Shirish, Mobi, Abudu, and Taunga, Shifra. Right? Ajay Das, William and William. Divan, okay. So that's it. Are there any more? Yes. There are some more. Yes. No, go William, Ajay, some repetition. No, that's it. Yeah. All right. So once again, good afternoon, everyone, and let's start our session. I hope you have got a paper and pen with you, something to write with and something to write on. Yeah, let me start sharing my screen. Okay. Right. So as you can see, we'll do grammar. And what in grammar? Yes, different grammar concepts, parts of speech. You all, I hope, yes, settle down, please. Yes. I hope all of you are familiar with what parts of speech are. Anybody like to answer? Parts of speech we did in our previous sessions also, parts of speech. All right, I'll briefly explain. So for the convenience sake, all the words in English language have been divided into different categories, and they've been given different names. Otherwise, you know, it's very difficult to understand how to frame sentences. So all the names are called nouns. That includes names of feelings and qualities also. Not only things, places, etc. Even feelings and qualities and emotions, like love is an emotion. So love is also a noun. Love is an emotion, and this name love, it will fall into the category of nouns, abstract nouns, which are not concrete. We are not able to see, touch, feel. We only feel. So qualities like courage, that's also a noun. So common nouns, chair, table, fan, garden. Proper nouns, names of people, places, books, rivers, etc. Collective noun, when we collectively give name to a group, like a class of students, what we have now, a herd of elephants, a pride of tigers, a bunch of keys, a fleet of ships, a swarm of bees. So all these are collective nouns. So what I can suggest to improve your own vocabulary in your free time, you can surf the net and look for collective nouns. There are not too many, and just the common ones you can learn, like a colony of ants. So some are very peculiar names, given to the, like shoal of fish or school of fish. So collective nouns. And then there are abstract nouns, which I just mentioned. In fact, you'll be surprised to know maximum nouns in English language are collective nouns. Because like determination, preparation, abstract noun, maximum number of nouns are abstract nouns. Whether it is love, courage, hatred, bravery, innocence, cheerfulness, happiness, forgiveness, all these are nouns. Kingdom, childhood, annoyance, convenience, all these are abstract nouns. So a simple clue I can give you, all the words that end in shun, ness, dumb, ity, creativity, or simply ty, property, then ending in hood, dumb, like childhood, brotherhood, neighborhood, dumb, kingdom, freedom, boredom, etc. are all abstract nouns, not conceivable, not perceivable, not perceivable by our sense organs, but we can only feel them, right? So these are 4 types of nouns. Then we have verbs. You see on the screen tenses. So verbs and tenses have direct relation, because verbs indicate the time of the action, verbs indicate what action, these 2 things. And when we want to know the time of the action, that's called tenses. So past tense, present tense, future tense, there are subtenses, which we will do later on. Today we'll just touch upon different parts of speech. I hope I'm not going too fast. Just remain focused, pay attention. So those verbs, now understand, verbs indicate action. Verbs also indicate existence, presence. Like, I am a teacher. Am is also a verb because it indicates my existence as a teacher. It is Wednesday today. So the fact that today it's Wednesday, there's no action involved, right? Then what's the use of these verbs? Is, am, are, was, were, will be, has, have, had, do, does, did. Yes, these are called auxiliary verbs or helping verbs. And their task is only to indicate the existence of something or presence of something, or they are used with the main verb to indicate the time of the action. So is, am, are, was, were, will be indicate the existence. It is warm. She is absent today. We are friends. So no action is happening. Yet these are verbs, auxiliary verbs. Time for a time indication we use like she does not live here, present tense. She not live here would have been very easy and simple, but for some reason, English language experts, the linguists, the language experts, they have added this additional verb. They started using does. Past tense did. We did not reach on time. We not reached on time would have indicated past tense, but that's grammatically incorrect. For negative, we have to use did or does. Does in the present tense and did for past tense. So do, does, did, do for plural, does for singular. I'm sure you have been using these but maybe you didn't know the exact function of these words. But now there are verbs which indicate action. What action? Like read, write, watch, observe, reject, forgot, collected, collect. So these are called main verbs because they indicate action, right? We change them into past tense and future tense. So there are three forms of verbs: present tense, which is the base form we call. Then past tense, verbs are changed into past tense by adding D or ED. Right? Prepare, prepared. Cook, cooked. Watch, watched. But write, wrote. Read, read. Forget, forgot. Build, built. Buy, bought. Swim, swam. Sing, sang. So usually you will find we change verbs into past tense by adding D or ED. There are, however, about 100 verbs, not too many, which change differently. And it's difficult. These are the verbs which present difficulty. Just learn them by heart. Not many, I just told you, and I'm sure 70% you already know. At least 70% you all know, but rest 30%, or that would exactly be 30, because I said there are about 100 verbs which change differently, and they are called irregular verbs or difficult. Okay. Other verbs are simple, either put D or ED at the end of it and it changes into past tense. As I just said, cooked, educated, prepared, observed, objected, agreed, accepted, rejected, defeated, etc. But win is an irregular verb because the past tense of win is won. Right. So this is about tenses. So three tenses: past, present, future. We'll do it in detail a little later in our upcoming sessions. Okay. Now, subject-verb agreement. Now, in a sentence, when we, other parts of speech I will just mention, other parts of speech are articles, prepositions, conjunction, verbs, nouns, and pronouns. So we we can frame a sentence by using either all or some, but not without none. I mean, with none. Okay. So a subject can be without an article, but definitely it cannot be without the subject and verb. Subject will be nouns or pronouns. Pronouns are he, she, it, you, we, they, them, theirs, mine, our, etc. So words that are used in place of nouns are called pronouns. So for a grammatically correct sentence, we need a subject, that is a noun or pronoun, and a verb. Right? Other things, yes, of course, will be required, but I'm just saying one sentence. Like she came. She is the subject, which she is a pronoun, and that is the subject. Came is the verb. Now she came late. That is an adverb. I think I forgot to mention adverbs, adjectives and adverbs. In a day, I think to assimilate so much information in one day may be difficult. So subject-verb agreement, that means subject and verb should be in agreement. That is nouns or pronouns that you are going to use as subjects. The verb should be according to that. A plural subject will have a plural verb. Now, what are plural verbs? Do, have are plural verbs. Are, were, are plural verbs, right? Does, is, am, was are singular verbs. So that kind of agreement should be there between the subject and the verb, right? So today I will do only up to here, and we'll proceed further in our next session, upcoming sessions. We will take the other concepts. So your task is you make a sentence using nouns, verbs, and or pronouns and verbs, helping verb, main verb, or an article, adjective, or adverbs, or preposition, if you understand. Okay, let me write a sentence for you that will give you an indication. Don't go after my... No, sorry. I don't have much practice, so it might... Yeah, I'll clear it. Okay. Okay, I'll just say it aloud. You can write it. It'll take a lot of time for me to write. An old lady sat on the road with her grandchildren. An old lady sat on the road quietly with her grandchildren. An old lady sat on the road quietly with her grandchildren. Yes, Ruth, you want to know something? Yeah, please speak up, Ruth. Right. Now let's quickly go over the sentence. An is what part of speech? An is an article. A and the are three articles. Old, what type of lady? Old. So the word old is describing the lady. It's an adjective. Words that describe people or things, how they are, where, what color, shape, quality, those are that are adjectives. Woman is a noun, name of that, the name given to female. That's a common noun. Sat, because it is the past tense of sit. So one way to know whether a word is a verb is to change it into the past tense. If you can change it into past tense, that means it's a verb. So sat is a verb. On the road. Now the relation between the lady and the road. Where she said on the road. On is a preposition. The again is an article. Road again is a common name. All roads are road. Right. Now, how she said quietly. That indicates the quality of the action. How the action happened of sitting, the action of sitting. So quietly would be an adverb. Right. Now with, this is a conjunction. It joins two sentences. Her is a pronoun. Now instead of saying an old lady sat on the road quietly with old lady's grandchildren. No, that's not right. We don't repeat. Instead, we use pronouns. So her is a pronoun. Grandchildren, again a noun. That's again a noun. I hope that's clear. So I think I tried to cover all the parts of speech in this sentence. Is that clear? Yes. Okay. So we'll proceed further. We will learn sentence formation. We have done in previous sessions, and I'll give you a little more practice in upcoming sessions. Let's do something different. Verbal, because these are mainly verbal aptitude classes, not grammar or language classes. So here, let's go straight away. Yeah. Right. Now in verbal aptitude, we will cover verbal logic, reading comprehension, jumbled sentences, arranging sentences in order to make a correct paragraph, etc. So let's begin with rearranging the sentences in a proper sequence so that we get a meaningful paragraph. So you can see on your screen 6 sentences. Together they form a paragraph, right? But they are not in right order. They are not in correct order. They have been jumbled for you, right? So your task is to unjumble them and put them in correct order. Now, before you start doing, let me give you some clues as to how you can do that. So please pay attention now. When you are rearranging sentences to form a meaningful paragraph, look for an opening sentence. What can be an opening sentence? It will be an introduction to something or starting of a topic, right? Look for that. Look for a closing sentence, a concluding sentence, which would be the last paragraph, right? Now, in between, look for pairs, linking. Now, there will be 2 sentences straight away. You feel that yes, they have to go together, one after the other. So these are some of the hints which are going to help you. So look for an opening statement, look for a closing statement, look for 2 pairs in between, linking, right? Like if they say that the problem started with the shortage of electricity, right? Now there will be electricity was there, but there would be outages for long hours. So these 2 will go together. We talk about the problem of electricity. We explain in detail what the problem actually was. So yes, now there is a paragraph in front of you, jumbled paragraph. You are supposed to unjumble and put the sentences in correct order. So look for an opening. Let's do it together. Let's do it together. Okay. So first sentence is, however, while reading, they would not know when to pause and what to emphasize. All right, let's see. Since then, their use has been regularized and punctuation rules have been followed by all. See, in earlier days, people learned by reading out loud. D, but not everybody used the same punctuations for the same thing. E, to address this problem, various signs depicting various punctuations were introduced. Thus, firmer guidelines regarding punctuations were framed so that everyone used them in a similar way. So what is this paragraph about? It's about punctuations, right? So what do you think, which one could be the opening statement? You see, if it is starting with a conjunction, but, however, thus, that cannot be the opening statement. Do you agree? So we are left with which one? Since then. So there has to be a sentence before this. To address this problem, we don't know the problem. So you can rule out this one. So which sentence is left? Any answers? Chat. Okay, I've got so many. Let me see. Yeah. Okay, great. Right. C. Absolutely right. C. Because it starts with that. The topic starts with this. In earlier days, people learned by reading out loud. Then, what was the problem faced? Many of you have already given me the answer. Yes. Justin, you think it's E. Cynthia thinks it's A. N thinks it's A. And A it is. Because you see, now we are talking about reading. Yes, so the next sentence should be related to reading. What they did while reading or something else. Yeah. So in earlier days, people learned by reading out loud. However, while reading, so continuing with the theme of reading, they would not know when to pause and what to emphasize. Absolutely right. Next would be what? Yes. Now, this is a problem. So this problem has to be addressed. Come to E. To address this problem, various signs depicting various punctuations were introduced. The paragraph would have ended here, but not everybody used the same punctuations for the same thing. So there was a small issue coming. So D will be next. And then what was done? Thus F. So we'll look for how the problem was addressed, what solution was provided. So firmer guidelines regarding punctuations were framed so that everyone used them in a similar way. And you see the concluding sentence, the closing sentence, right? So after that, it got streamlined, and since then their use has been regularized and the punctuation rules have been followed by all. So the correct order is, let me see how many of you got it right. CAE, DFB. CAE. No. Steve. Abdu, Steve. CAE. It should be DFB, not DBF. Okay. DFB, right. CAE, DFB, CAE, DFB. Yes, Ruby, MB, CAB, DFE. Last, I think my F and B, you are getting confused. So you see the last, now to address this problem, various signs, etc. were introduced. Thus, firmer guidelines, but not everybody use the same punctuation. Okay. D, right. After this, what happened? So guidelines regarding punctuations were framed so that everyone, to address this problem that everybody did not use the same punctuation, firmer guidelines. And then the problem was solved. And since then, their use has been regularized and followed by all. Okay, so well done. Who got it right? And well tried. Who didn't get it right? Next time. Yes. Okay. So let's see how you do. Next one, I'll share. Yeah, next. Now arrange the sentence in proper sequence to form a meaningful paragraph. I would request you all to do it on your own and post your answers in the chat box. I'll go and I'll keep checking. Look for the opening statement. Debbie, you feel E could be the opening statement? Yeah. Jaiprakash, last three letters, last three options, rearrange them. E, retaining female workers at door-to-door sales job is just as hard as ever. You think E could be the opening statement? How many of you feel that? D. I feel A should be the opening statement, as Jayaprakash has also shared just now. Two participants raised hands. C is the opening statement. Once married, the in-laws exert a lot of pressure for similar cause of, what cause of security? So there should be something preceding that, right? So for A, understandably, the newly married woman herself wants to spend more time with the family. Okay. Now, but what happened after marriage? So there is a sentence which indicates what starts happening. Okay. A, C, B, E, D, E, D, C, B, A. Right. So once married, the in-laws exert a lot of pressure for similar cause of, no, sorry. A, understandably, the newly married woman herself wants to spend more time with the family. Initially, the family does not want the decent girl going all around. Right. That should be the next. They also worry that she might not, I'm sorry. Once married, the in-laws exert a lot of pressure for similar cause of security. B, they also worry that she might not be able to defend herself in case of trouble. And then, in my opinion, E should be the closing statement. Retaining female workers at door-to-door sales job is just as hard as ever. A, D, B, C, E. Okay. E, A, D, B, C, E. So a lot of this thing in favor of A, D, C, B, E. A, D, B, C, and E. Yes, that seems to be the right order to me also. But there is a flaw in this paragraph. They are saying retaining female workers. But the first four sentences talk about newly married women. Right? So it could have been retaining female workers after marriage at door-to-door sales job is just as hard as ever. But yes, that is the correct order. Yes. Any other? A, D, B, C, E. Right. A, D, B, C, and E. Yes. Because C, a lot of pressure for similar cause of security. Because B says that she may not be able to defend herself. So D will follow, sorry, C will follow B, similar cause of security. So the correct, yes, A, D, B, C, E is the correct order. Right. Next go to the next one. More you practice, more mastery you will gain. So just focus on opening statement, closing statement, pairs in between that will come one after the other. Yeah. ADECB. Okay, Jayaprakash, I'll give you the correct answer. As I said, A, right. D, marriage happens initially. Yes. They first don't want decent girls going all around. Then they also worry about that she will not be able to defend. Then C, they also, because married, they similar cause of security. And then that's why retaining female workers at door-to-door sales job is just as hard as ever. Actually, as I said, there is this in the, it should have been female workers, newly married female workers. Then that would have made better sense. However, we will consider it as, like female worker. So it's Jayaprakash. It should be A, D, B, C, and E. But yes, doubt remains if E could be the opening. Then it would be E, A, D, B, and C. Right. So just please share your thoughts. Which one is better? Should E be the opening statement? Justin says no. Tom says yes. Emelian says not. E is A. E should be the opening. Prince, Nelly. Nelly says he should be the last. Yeah. As I said, because that newly married thing is missing, it is confusing. Because if we make E can be an opening statement, I agree. But here we talk about female workers and then we go to newly married woman. But so if we start with newly married woman, that will still make sense. That will make better sense. So we'll stick with that. A, D, B, C, and E. Right. So let's proceed further. All right. Now this one is about unemployment, economy, economist, etc. There are 6 sentences. Please start doing and also keep a track of your speed. Yeah, good observation, because that's a comparison. In previous, E was a comparison just as hard as ever. That's why it cannot be the opening statement. Good observation. It looks complicated, but it is quite simple. Look for the opening statement. And look for a closing statement, which are very obvious in this paragraph. Opening and closing. I have some answers already. Right, Neil, Ruth, you are right. Yeah, everybody got the opening statement right. Great. Go. Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Everyone. Absolutely right. Yes. Yes, Uzurua. I'm sorry if I'm not able to pronounce your. You are right regarding the closing statement also. Absolutely right. Sachin, C is okay. Then next, the other one, please let's have a relook at those. CBADEF. Yes, Emmanuel, you're right about the closing statement. Yes. No, F is not the closing statement. Yes. Sakila, you're right. Yeah. Yes, Ruth, that's right. See, C starts with a problem, like which is considered a problem, unemployment. An index which measures the economic condition. Popular belief is that unemployment is always negative. It's disadvantageous, right? Yes, so most of you got it right. C is the opening statement. We are talking about unemployment. Now the paragraph is about unemployment, right? Unemployment is popularly believed to be an index which measures the economic condition of a nation. Now, next one will be, can A, in fact, according to mainstream economists, it is inevitable and a necessary evil. How? We don't know. How can we suddenly declare this? No. It is thus important, thus a conjunction. Why? So something must have been explained before this. So B is ruled out. D, this is because it helps avert inflation. What? How? Again, this has to have a sentence before about unemployment, what it does. E, the problem, however, only emerges when government indirectly facilitate unemployment in order to curb inflation through various policies and framework, depriving a large population of its fundamental rights. So they create purposely unemployment is created. Right. So this problem, however, only emerges. What problem? F, but contrary to popular belief, unemployment is not always disadvantageous to the economy of state. So C, unemployment always termed negative, disadvantageous. So the next sentence should be, okay, you are getting it right. C and F, that's correct. Opening statement C followed by F. Then let's see what should be the next. Now, but contrary to popular belief, so C, the next sentence, unemployment is not always disadvantageous. Why? Which sentence answers this question, this belief, this statement, justifies this statement? Obviously, it is. So CF. No, first answer. How unemployment is not always disadvantageous. Which sentence? Right, Ashu? Yes. Correct. I got it because of D. The sentence D explains it is not, see, it is always considered disadvantageous, but it contrary to that, it is not disadvantageous. D, this is because it helps avert inflation by providing a reserve army of labor which keeps wages in check. So less earnings, less inflation. So D, right? So we got it. C, F, D. Now what should be there? Okay, we got this. Next one, right? Okay. Justin, no, Steve. You are almost there, except for the last two. Right. E. Yes. So C, F, D, E. So this is how it becomes advantageous. This is how unemployment helps keep inflation under check. But the problem, however is like but, okay? So it's a conjunction. So when you contradict the previous statement, we use but or however. So however, the problem only emerges when government indirectly facilitate unemployment in order to curb inflation. Right? Indirectly. Through various policies and framework deserving, now that deprives a large population of its fundamental rights. So that E. So C, F, D, and E. Now the two remaining sentences are A and B. Now which one should come first? I think you were right. No, sorry. A or B. In fact, according to mainstream economists, it is inevitable and a necessary evil in any economy. A. It is thus important for every nation to maintain its reserve of labor force to maintain an optimal level of unemployment. So B comes first or A? I mean, B comes after E or A? Which one can form a pair with E? Because you see, E, it's explaining the government indirectly facilitate unemployment, right? Depriving a large population of its fundamental rights. Now we are talking about the country. So let's keep talking about the country, which is B. It is thus important for every nation to maintain this reserve of labor force to maintain an optimal level of unemployment. In fact, according to mainstream economists, it is inevitable and a necessary evil in any economy. Yeah, sorry. B will be the concluding one. Yes. After E will come A, and it is an inevitable and necessary evil. And we conclude the paragraph by saying, it is thus important for every nation to maintain. Yes, I'm okay. I've got so many. I've not looked at the chat. A before B, A first. Absolutely right. So the correct order will be C, F, D, E, A, B. C, F, D, E, A, B. Right. Justin, that's right. Tom, you are saying C, F, E. No. It has to be C, F, D. That makes a pair. Okay. F and D make a pair. So it will be F and then D and then E and then A and then B. The correct answer is C, F, D, E, A, B, not B, A. I hope it's clear. Right. Okay, let's. So this is how, okay, you got a glimpse of an introduction to jumbled sentences. You may have done it earlier as well. And we'll do more of this. Let's do something else for now. All right. So verbal logic. See, I'm trying to include a combination of, things today, like we did touched upon grammar. We've done jumbled sentence paragraph, and coming to verbal logic. That's because it's it requires mental exercise and it's quite interesting. And I would like to explain to you how to do. Now, verbal logic, we have two premises. Premises are absolutely true statements. Okay. Premises are two true statements. And then through those two true statements, we need to draw a conclusion. And we had for your options, codes are given. Like there will be two conclusions. So either one or both or none or one or not two, like that. So we have to select the correct answer, correct code here. Now the premises, remember, are the true statements, and premises are no chair is a table, no table is a sofa. Conclusions are all chairs are sofas, all chairs are not sofas. Now codes 1 only, 1 and 2 both. That means conclusions, correct conclusions. Only 2 and neither 1 nor 2. How do you go about doing this? Right. Are you trying to solve it mentally? Okay. Solve it mentally. No chair is a table and no table is a sofa. Conclusions are all chairs are sofas. All chairs are not sofas. All right. Here you may have heard of Venn diagrams. We can solve this problem by drawing diagrams. And that's the quickest and surest way of solving such verbal logic questions. Okay, let me try my drawing skills. So we draw according to the premises, according to the true statements. Now, no chair is a table and no table is a sofa. That means these two are separate entities. There is no connection between them. Right? Okay, so let me try drawing now once again. Right. No chair is a table. So we are talking about tables first. So, sorry, chairs. Chairs are separate. All right. Now tables also. Now no table is a sofa. Table and sofa. So three circles I have drawn. CTS. Chair, table, sofa. No chair is a table and no table is a sofa. So these appear to be three separate entities. But however, we cannot say if any chair is sofa or not. We know no table is a sofa, right? But we cannot determine if no chair is a sofa, right? So here we will have two options. So one option where no chair is sofa and no sofa is chair. Okay, I'll cancel that one out. Right. We know for sure that no table is a sofa. So sofa and table are separate entities. But as far as chairs are concerned, it can be that some chairs are sofa and it can be that some chairs are not sofa. See, now there can be two options. Some chairs can be sofa, but no chair can be sofa, or no sofa can be chair. Now, conclusion is all chairs are sofas. Can we say for sure all chairs are sofas? It can be. Okay, that's also one of the options. But are we sure about it? Looking at the diagram, no. Because we have drawn them separately. All chairs are not sofas. Can we say for sure all chairs are not sofas? No, we can only say about tables that no table is a sofa. And here also there is a catch. Students, no table is a sofa does not mean that no sofa is a table. Right? So now please tell me codes. Oh, I think I've already. So is conclusion 1 correct? Both are correct? Only 2 correct or none correct? Ashu says brain malfunctioning. Ruth. Oh, I've gone. A. One only. Louisa and Justin feel A is the answer. Steve feels B. A. D. Cynthia says D. Justin also says D. Oh, I'm going to that previous. All chairs are not sofa. C, 2 only. Okay. Let me try to explain to you again. If you look at the diagrams, I threw 3. Sofa, table, chairs, table, sofa. Because no chair is a table, no table is a sofa. Now conclusion say all chairs are sofas. We have 3 options for chairs to be sofas. Okay, let me draw one more. Sorry, sofa. So all chairs are sofas, but we are not sure. All chairs are sofas, we are not sure. All chairs are not sofas, we are not sure. So the answer will be D, neither 1 nor 2. Do you agree? Okay, I'll show you the diagram. Want me to draw again? Okay. Understand these Venn diagrams. All right. First one, no chair is a table. So chair. C. Right. Next is no table is a sofa. So this is no chair is a table, no table is a chair. Right. T. Now in between we have sofa. Now S and T are correct. No table is a sofa. So table separate and sofa separate. But nowhere it says about chairs. There is no indication. So how can we say all chairs are sofas? Maybe, because there's no statement, there's no premise telling us anything about sofa and chair. All chairs are not sofas? Maybe. Some chairs are sofas? Maybe. So maybe is not the correct answer. We need to have a true statement. I hope you have understood. So both are incorrect, because we can neither say for surety if all chairs are sofas, we can nor we can say that all chairs are not sofas, because we don't know. No true statement has been provided. I hope that's clear, right? I agree with D. Yes. James. Yes. Justin to everybody. And Francis says, no, mommy. That means what? I guess my answer was mentally. You try to do it mentally. Yes, you can do it mentally, but it will take a very long time. And also it will not be accurate. Right. Okay. Let's go to the next one. Mentally the chair is sofa, but according to conclusion, it's not. Yes, I agree. D is the correct answer. Prince says, yes, I'm glad you agree and you have understood. But now I would want you to do the next one yourself. Right. We do one more. Two premises, that means absolutely true statements. From those two, conclusions are drawn. Select the code that states the conclusion drawn validly. Now, please you draw the diagrams yourself and try to do it. Draw according to, no, let me do this one, because this is a little different from the previous one. Now, here, when you draw diagrams, there are sets and subset. Here, all windows are needles. Now, this is the case of set and subset. The outer circle is the set. Inner circle is the subset. Now, what is the outer circle? All windows are needles. The outer circle is needles or windows? Yes, Justin, you are right. Outer circle is needles because it says all windows. That means windows are contained inside the needle circle. So N, set. This is a set. Now all windows are, the subset is windows, W. So please learn to determine which is the main set and which is the subset. Needles is the larger entity which contains windows. All windows are needles. There could be more things inside. All chairs are needles. Some chairs are needles. But remember, if something has to be a window, then it will also have to be needles. Because window is the subset of needles. Next one is some trees are windows. Now comes trees. Now let's draw trees. Now some windows, okay, but not all, only some windows. So now some windows, the small semicircle I have drawn is tree. I'm making a bigger circle now. It does not look like a circle. Okay. Now, this is needle and this is windows. Is that clear? Now, some trees are windows. Okay. Now, this is T. Okay, T. Now some windows are trees. So obviously, if some windows are trees, some windows will also be needles. Because actually how it will be? Now, trees, some trees are window. So we'll have to go up to windows. When we go up to windows, we will be going through needles. All right. We'll also be covering needles. Now let's read conclusion. This time it will be very, some trees are needles. Some trees are not needles. Remember, only some trees are windows. Not all. Now please tell me which one? Some trees are needles, some trees are not needles. Okay, let me see your answers. B, 1 and 2 both. C, 2 only. Okay, B, it's really tricky. A, 1 only. A, 1 only. Yeah. What we can say for sure is some trees are needles. Some trees have to be needles because some trees are windows. So if some trees are windows, some trees have to be needles also. Now, some trees are not needles. Listen, this is incorrect. Why? If I drew like that, trees. Now here, some trees are windows, that statement is correct. But all trees are needles, that statement is also correct. But in the other diagram, I will say some trees are windows, But some trees could not be needles. Sorry, some trees are not needles. We don't know. If all trees were needles and if some trees were needles, all we know is some trees are windows. And because some trees are windows, some trees have to be needles. So you are right. Only option 1 is correct. For sure, with what we can say with surety is some trees are needles. Some trees are not needles. In case some trees are left out. But in case it is within the needles, then some trees can also be needles. Both options, it can be some trees are needles, some trees are not needles. So answer is A, option 1 only. Make sense little bit? Yes. A, yes. I think everyone agrees with A. Yeah. Right. Okay. So this so this is what is meant by verbal logic. Although we need take the help of diagrams to solve it quickly. It's yes. All right. Let's see what's next. Now I'm not helping you draw the diagrams and just give me the correct answer. I hope you are able to read it. Please draw Venn diagrams. You see, when you are drawing diagrams, draw all the options available. Like no bird is a mammal. Some birds are cats. Now some cats are not mammals. And no cats are mammals. Okay. PK says A, Mulyata, D. Justin says D. Pranita says B. Okay, good, good. Many of you are saying C. That is option 2. No cats are mammals. Always remember some and all. Some does not mean all. All means all. No means yes, all. No bird is a mammal means all birds are not mammals. That we agree, that is true. Right. A. Most of you are going with A or C. Okay. Francis wants to know what is the right answer. We'll have to work it out, Francis. We cannot just reach the conclusion. Now, no bird is a mammal. That means mammals are separate and birds are separate. You agree up to here? Now, some birds are cats. Only some birds. Now, conclusion, some cats are not mammals. So that means when we say some birds are cats, that means those, but it does not say all cats. Some birds are cats, right? Only maybe some cats, maybe all cats. You see here, there will be two options. I'm doing it verbally now. No bird is a mammal, birds a mammal separate. Now some birds are cat means definitely some birds are cat, but all cats are not birds, right? All cats are not birds. We don't know. It's not there. We don't know whether all cats are birds or no. It's not given, right? So we are not for sure. Now conclusion, some cats are not mammals. And no cats are mammals. Actually, we cannot say for sure with surety. Let me draw. Birds. Right. Mammals. You agree up to here, everyone? No birds are mammals. So birds can never be the subset. Now comes cats. Now some birds are cats. Some. not all. If it was all, then cat will become the set and birds will become the subset, right? But here when we say only some cats, here, so see, so this portion of birds, yes, this portion of birds is cats, because only some birds, not all cats. That is all we know. Now, some cats are not mammals. That means we can, for this, we can draw a diagram like that. We need to draw, oh, sorry. We need to draw a diagram like that. Like some birds are cat, so some birds will have to be cats. But some cats are not mammals. That means it has to be like this. Now, some birds, these are birds, cats, and these are mammals. Right. No cats are mammals. In that case, this diagram is correct. Right. No cats are mammals. This diagram is correct, where I put a tick. But some cats are not mammals. That means some are mammals. So that gives us two options. When there are two options to draw, none is correct. We don't know if some cats are not mammals. And no cats are mammals, we don't know. You see, if you get more than two options of drawing, that means it is inconclusive. There should be clear-cut one, like B and M. We know no bird is a mammal, clear-cut. Some birds are cat, clear-cut. But I don't know, some birds are mammals. It's not mentioned, so I cannot draw, include mammal, part of mammal. So option number D, neither one nor two. None is correct. I hope you are able to understand. Yes, D is the correct answer. Yeah, you understood. So remember, you keep drawing according to the conclusions. First, you draw according to the premises, and then you draw according to the conclusions. And if nobody's poor brain, everybody needs practice. Don't say my poor brain. Everybody needs practice. Okay. So, yes, you will need more practice in that. In fact, it does not stop here. Sometimes, it will go up to, there can be more than two premises. They can, three true statements can be there. All right, let's see what we have next. Okay. So today's session, we covered verbal logic, and we also covered jumbled sentences to form a correct paragraph. We still have some time left, right? So I have one more jumbled paragraph for you on the screen. Please do it yourself to give you more practice. And after that, if you need to ask any questions, you can type your questions in the chat box. So we have come back to the jumbled paragraph. Yes, C opening is correct. Now, connecting pairs or the series. Okay, Francis, I'll just giving time to everyone to try, and then of course we will discuss it. Yes, Usura. It's madam, not mom. It's okay. I've not objected. Let's find, which sentences could be the pairs. Find a pair, not the opening and closing statement. Which two could be the pair here? Don't you think F and D make a pair? There's a possibility of adverse impact on agriculture, which could deter growth. D, this impact can run into decades and century. So we have got one F and D. So they will be together. F and D are together, right? And then this impact, run into decades and centuries. The next sentence could be, the human race has no choice but to adapt to these impacts. So F, D, and B becomes the like a series. Now, three are left. Three sentences are left. Which could be the opening? I think everyone will agree that it has to be, let me see what you all say. Yeah. C, most of you are getting C as the opening statement, which is correct. Now we have C, right? What could be the next? India has to be concerned about climatic change. Then how do we assess? When do we assess? You think, don't you think Environment Day is thus an important occasion to assess the past and our future? If we are concerned, then it will be C and E. So we can do it on Environment Day, right? C, E, correct. I also feel C, E. Now the question arises, then F talks about something which will have adverse impact on agriculture. What could that be? What would that be? What can have adverse effect on agriculture? A sentence which suggests something, okay, but that will have adverse impact on agriculture. So we assess the past and our future. Development of drought resistance could benefit large number of farmers. So there's a suggestion, right? But, so CEA, there's a suggestion, but there is a possibility of adverse impact on agriculture with good debtor growth. There should have been some conjunctions, but, however, etc. But that will give away the answer, so they have avoided. Now, development of drought resistance, small dams, check dams, etc. But in that case, there is a possibility of adverse impact on agriculture, which could deter growth. So impact. Now the word impact has come. We have already got FDB as a series. So CEA, FDB. Right. There's a possibility of adverse impact on agriculture, which could deter growth. This impact, the pair, these two sentences make a pair. This impact can run into decades and centuries. Now, if runs into decades and century, then conclusion is the human race has no choice but to adapt to these impacts. So CEA, FDB. We got FDB as a series, and then we rearranged CEA. Let me see if you agree. CEA, FDB, correct. Yes, CEA, FDB. Yes, of course. Yes, I agree too. Why CEA, Lily wants to know. CEA, C is the opening statement, right? We are concerned about climatic change. Then when do we assess environment day is a good day? Then there is a suggestion, development of drought, because all other three sentences are related to the impact. Impact of what? Only sentence we have is A, impact of drought resistance measures. So that will come next. Right. Okay. Yeah. Right. So we've done a little bit of verbal logic, Venn diagrams, and jumbled paragraphs. Okay. Ma'am is taking about 5 minutes per question, but in exam we get only 1 minute. Yeah, because I'm explaining, I'm doing it with you. If I just focus and give you the answer, I and listen, I may be your teacher, but that does not mean that I am an expert. I can explain how to do it. I can give you practice. I can help you improve your speed. Right? So I have the ready answer, but I have to, take your this thing into account, your views, your opinions. Okay, Francis? How to be fast? Yes, there is no other way but to practice. Quickly go through and find opening sentence. And so let's start with opening statement and then find pairs. Like I found, no, in this, I found that FDB. I put those sentences in order first, and then I went to the opening statement. Okay. Okay, this we have done. Types of parajumbles. 4. There will be 4 sentences. There will be 5 sentences. There can also be 6 sentences. So here we have stem 1, 4 sentences. I want you all to do this because it also explains about few terms like inference, logical reasoning, etc. So otherwise also it's a useful paragraph. So let's do stem 1. There are only 4 sentences, and let's see how much time you take. Your time starts now. I'm timing you. Okay, I'm putting, wait, let me. Okay, I have started, right? I've done it. I've done it. How many of you have done? And I've done it less than 1 minute. Okay. Arrange. Which option? Give up. Okay. B. Yes. Many of you have got it right, my dear. There are only 4 sentences. Okay, so Ruby differs from others. Let's also see. Some have also given the option A, B, C, D. Pair, can you make make pairs? It's already 4 minutes going to be. Right, let's discuss the answer. So answer is option number B. Option B, not number. Because B is clearly the, sorry, C is clearly the opening statement. Logic means if we take its original meaning, the science of valid reasoning. We are talking about logic. A, because now valid reasoning. A explains what is reasoning. So A will be next, CA. Then B further explains logical reasoning, inference, which yield inference. So which covers those types of questions which imply drawing in inference from the this thing. And last, D, clearly for understanding arguments and for drawing the inference correctly, it is necessary that we should understand the statements first. So I think C, A, B, D is the correct option. Everyone agrees? Let's see. B, D, D, D cannot be the opening statement. Emmanuel says, yes, agree. Definitely, logic means we are starting with logic. So that has to be the opening. And then what is reasoning? Right. And then what logic reasoning covers? Questions. So when we want to solve those questions, we should also always understand the statement first. So it's CABD. Right. Last one, I will stop. For the day, I will take, or I think we'll stop here because that's a 5 sentence. So that's it for today. We'll take it in some other sessions. You can practice at home. You can practice verbal logic, logical reasoning with the, next tomorrow. I think Fridays you have a holiday. On that day, you can, on the net, you can find some more problems like these and you can solve them. So practice makes one perfect. Remember, we'll have more of these and some other new topics like reading comprehension in our upcoming sessions. So right now I'll close the session. Any questions? And we'll meet again soon. Thank you, everyone. Tomorrow, I don't think you have verbal aptitude. Maybe this thing can't. Send us a link for what? I didn't get some request. Okay, 2 new messages. Right. All right. So thank you all. Till we meet again. Take care. It's goodbye from me. And good day. Thank you.